Okay, this is a quick one. It's not or it isn't.
Wait, what?
What?
It's not or it isn't.
It isn't.
Depends.
Bruh.
It ain't.
Like, it's not cool, but
It isn't cool.
it isn't, like, bad.
True. It depends on if you want to elongate the sentence or not.
Okay, order of who would die in a horror movie.
This one's over.
Whoa.
But I feel like even if she would die first, she would really just try hard. But maybe it would.
She would get lonely and say hi.
I think she'd be so indecisive.
Who would survive?
No,
would anyone else survive?
None of us would survive. But if we're thinking relative,
I feel like Grace might survive because she's, like, small and, like... I think Amy would go next because she would, like, be bold enough to make a move.
Really? I think it'd be because
Mila?
she's existential and just gives herself up.
unless Amy is able to break out of the simulation and saves us all.
What
Taps
is
the
it?
glass. And
Yeah. What is it? I break the fourth wall.
Mila would last a good amount of time. She's very practical.
She'd be prepared.
I honestly disagree. I think I would have a spaz attack. My mom told me this morning that you're very spastic. I was like, thanks.
What?
I think she would bully the monster into, like, telling all the tea.
Yeah.
No, I would tell the monster the tea.
It would be so distracted that you
Yeah.
would, like, make a plan.
Dang. So I guess Mila's surviving. Sunjin is dying first. When is Grace dying?
Third?
Third.
I can make that happen right
Yeah,
now.
I agree. I think third.
Third. Okay. What's something if someone explained to you millions of times you would never understand? Or like,
Oh, I got it.
whoa, that was quick.
Yeah.
Because I've been explained this many times. But when people say emotions are irrational or illogical,
Okay.
I disagree. Because emotions are based on logic. You react a certain way because something happens that causes you to react that way. That was very circular logic. But basically, there's always a cause that's going to make you feel like a certain way.
I think the extent to which emotions have an impact can be irrational or illogical. Like, it'll go against logic.
What do you think people should have more of?
Compassion.
Say what people should have less of.
Oh, true.
Oh, shit.
Complaints.
What is she doing right now?
No, but yeah, no, that is so true. I feel like sometimes you can complain, but like don't complain and like not do something about it. I don't know. I just feel like in the past couple years, like a lot of like social issues have like really come to the forefront, which is like good. But sometimes people just like jump on the bandwagon and like want to complain about something, and like maybe it's not really affecting them, or like they don't want to do anything about it. They just want to complain about it.
This one's funny to me. Basically, the premise is describe someone else's type, but like let's work together as a team.
Okay,
for
okay,
each
we're
person.
Oh, wait. Are we doing like what that person wants or who we think they'd be most compatible?
Wait, let's.
Oh, is there a difference?
Okay.
Because
Wait,
we know Amy's theoretical type is
No.
But I think okay, hold on. If down the line, Amy, like, right now you're in college, but say down the line you become like super successful and stuff, right? I feel like you could do with like a macho type that's like good looking, cares about you, but is kind of dumb, and then you can you can just like boss them around. Like they're like a trophy husband.
They better
Oh my
be decisive.
I could kind of see
Saying.
that.
That could work, but they also can't be too dumb because then they can't answer Amy's questions.
They can't be dumb necessarily because somebody needs to be able to have a full conversation with Amy's like simulation, conceptual.
No, but okay,
philosophical
sometimes
side.
really nice guys are just really good listeners. And even if they're not giving you good advice, they're just talking in circles into you. It makes you feel better, you know? But I don't know if Amy will be able to get over like the macho hump. We have to just like automatically include that in there.
It's so hot outside. Ew. Let's do someone else.
No, but
What a
Grace is
general
a simple
vibe.
person. Like, first of all, second of all, third of all, they must be a church goer.
Oh, Grace's type is. Hopkins has a large Asian population.
And, yeah.
Any guy who goes to like Asian InterVarsity, hey Grace.
who goes to church, who's in the Asian
Church.
clubs.
Yeah.
Grace
Church
could get
Asian.
with somebody like in the frisbee club.
Ew.
Wait,
sport.
they would meet like playing squash.
Oh,
Oh,
But
yeah,
that's how they would
true.
meet. Like they'd be annoying to each other in the beginning.
tease. And they have to be able to understand her humor. Otherwise, it's gonna
They
get
have
bad.
to tease
Okay.
each other.
Also, at the wedding, he would personally at the altar play the instrumental music.
Mila, he has to be good looking. He has to have a beard. He has to be South Asian.
Oh, I have a question. You know, there's like he's a 10, but he like that.
Oh.
He's a 10, but he has no facial hair.
And he's not a
He's not a 10.
Well, then he's a 2.
He's not a 2. Like, maybe he's like a 7. But like,
Do you think he'd be more on the humorous or serious side?
Humorous with you, but maybe not like humorous with everyone.
that's true.
I feel so validated.
Like, if I'm like close to that person, I do talk a lot about like random stuff, and I like add a lot of drama to it. So
I can see that.
yeah, he's got to listen.
He has to
me.
be a good listener.
But he also has to be able to talk.
But he has to.
No, yeah, I'm not asking to like that I like be like Amy and like super dominating. But
Be more on the. Okay, because if Mila's a businesswoman.
Not business, right?
He would be.
I've already said no.
Yeah, not business.
Would you pick CS guy?
Red flag, red flag.
It could.
I might.
Taking you places, like taking you to restaurants.
Oh, that is a big.
that's-
Chivalry,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I
Yeah.
was like talking about this like one night with some people in college, and they were like, he has to be more outgoing just so like you can dress up and go out with.
Be best with a like quieter guy rather than someone who's more outgoing.
No, I think so too,
Thoughts?
because I think if you were with someone who's like super outgoing, in turn I don't think you would feed off their energy. I think you would feel like quieter, and then you would start to like question.
I feel
Even
like-
if they're too quiet and they don't reciprocate, then you're also gonna question.
Yeah,
It's
I feel like responsive.
When they have to be like conscious.
Why just like
Emotionally-
cabbage?
Emotionally, expressively responsive.
Ooh.
Someone very, I feel like rational.
Not to say
To,
that
like,
I'm
balance
very
her out.
irrational.
No. Okay, because you are indecisive. Yeah, you need somebody who can like
Decisive.
listen with you and like help you through like some of your decisions.
That was a long answer. It's hot in here. I'm gonna die.
It's
Okay.
getting hot in here.
Okay, what do you think people assume about you when they first look at you?
First
Oh,
look at
okay.
you or first talk to you?
Oh, look at you, darn.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
So let's do like looks first. Okay, Amy.
Amy.
Okay, but the thing is, when I first met Amy, like,
Oh, I didn't
I
think
had,
I would like her.
well, I just heard like you were at another school, other people were also at,
Oh, this is
and
a.
somebody said that you were very nice. So like,
Someone did say that.
but, okay, if I'm thinking about it now, like your resting face isn't particularly happy or neutral.
It's
so people
not.
probably think that you're a little like snooty.
Snooty.
I didn't think
Really?
snooty. I
think
think
that's what-
there with the purpose of doing the thing that you're there to do,
Okay.
kind of vibe. I'm thinking to tennis tryouts.
Yeah, that's what
Like, yeah, I could see that. No, but I can still see that.
Hmm.
Like, not very bubbly at all.
scowl, I remember. If you guys know the Amy scowl.
Yeah.
But I thought it was more like, it didn't look mean. It was kind of like confused. I was like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, true.
Deep in thought. You could be thinking about what I'm gonna eat for lunch the next day.
In her head.
That's too far ahead for you. I'm sorry. You're like busy doing something. Even though you're
Yeah.
standing there, your like head is elsewhere. Like you're doing something
Oh.
in the moment.
But I did have a good vibe about her.
Oh my
I mean, I
god.
don't need to take credit, but...
Grace's ego after this.
It's the first and last time Grace will be responsible for
Oh.
friendship.
You look like one of those people who could be either really mean or really nice.
Mm.
I feel like there's no in between sometimes.
Mm.
I feel like Mila would be someone who's... You get the vibe of put together.
That's like you're walking around campus or something. I don't know.
In her black
Like,
you know what you're doing.
And her white sneakers.
Like, what would that mean? Yeah, because you're very like casual. Like,
Yeah,
with your
that's true.
clothing, so it's not the same.
Like you wouldn't see the sass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
that's true.
definitely wouldn't.
So, like,
Unbothered.
yeah.
Okay, why can't I imagine Grace just like standing there?
Actually, somewhat approachable.
Somewhat.
Yeah, like I guess you give off approachable vibes.
Approachable.
Boy, if you were to talk to Grace for the first time, I don't feel like she would be super like outgoing. Like she
But
might
she-
be like if she, like when she's reserved, her like tone gets a little bit more flat, which maybe a lot of people do. But I'm just saying, like,
Me in person.
But she would like polite laugh at something. She
I
would like
bet.
egg you on. Like, yeah. And that's like good
Yeah.
enough for some people. Okay.
Sanjana.
okay, Sanjana. Also, I
She was
think
so ready.
like Amy like has sometimes you do look a little confused. I could see,
I could
but
see
you
that.
look more like approachable confused.
It's like someone who's about to ask you for directions.
Did you ever imagine yourself in the future growing up, and what did you like look like? Like, how did you act?
Oh, like physically?
Yeah, like
If you look at me now and look at my toddler self, I feel like you can see the similarity. Not toddler, but even like younger elementary. Anyways, now like when I think about what I look like in the future, like I think I'll look the same. Maybe my features will just like maybe be like more defined, like as they grow in.
In one sense, I think I look the same for a very long time.
I've been told I look
I've been
the
told
exact
that,
same.
yeah.
Which I never know how to
was
take
told that for a
that.
while, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know how to take that because I was like,
I think you look different from track.
You were cute in elementary school.
Aw.
What happened? No.
Yeah, what happened in middle school? I don't know, but somehow when I was in my worst, like ugliest phase ever is when I like actually had some action in my romantic life. Which is so weird.
No. I was just gonna say, I feel like Amy does really look the same. I like
But yeah, but since high school, like
Yeah, because
Oh,
we've only
yeah,
known her
yeah.
since 9th grade. I always wondered, like, you know how they used to do senior morphs for senior year? I always thought about that, and I was like, oh my god, like, what am I gonna become? I didn't get there. I think the senior, because I was like, I'll, like, know what to do with myself. Like, I'll finally, like, look put together.
it'd be the same picture. for
Yeah,
me.
but I think
Yeah,
I
for me
finally,
it would
like,
be.
now that I'm in college, I'm finally, like, kind of getting more to that point. What I would look like.
wait, who do we think will have the biggest transformation in the next 10 years? Like it could be
Ooh.
like the way they look or their career path or whatever.
I'm not gonna say this is set in stone, but I kind of feel like we would generally know you too. That too.
Yeah.
There's this clearer path.
Yeah, do not call it
Enough.
linear.
Hey, Mila, I feel like will know ahead of time
Before
what she's
she
gonna
ends
do.
up there.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
because right now you still look like so young. You can't like,
Asian
I
don't
know, you
raisin.
can't, like- that's true. But I don't know. I feel like the difference will be more drastic.
To an extent, all of us, I feel like, look the same as we did in high school, but that's because I've seen, like, you guys grow up gradually, so I'm
Yeah.
not seeing any, like, sudden change.
Yeah.
Career-wise, I feel like Amy might be the most... Oh, no, I was gonna say, like, the biggest change.
Really?
Because I feel like one day she might decide to be do something crazy and, like, become a billionaire.
You can do the billionaire thing without the crazy change.
But I don't think
No
she will.
pressure.
Like I think whatever she does, even if she decides to do something related to psychology and questions and all this, like she's gonna find like some medical connection.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
oh, the way you answer this question has to do with this gene.
Whoa.
I feel like you have that impulse, but I don't think you will because you actually like medicine.
I'm trying to think where I like could imagine you.
It's a great question, because I can't imagine me anywhere.
Okay, let's all us three
Brainstorm.
imagine.
I
feel like she-
have a lot of like person interaction.
Yeah.
Non-CS
But
majors are trying to decide if CS majors like
But
whole
I do
career.
see you like maybe you'll go work at like a big place or something after college. But I think like eventually like talking to people and like I don't know. I feel like you'll end up at a smaller place. What you're actually doing at the job is nothing near. But
An actual job.
Camila, I feel like she'd be in a busy place, but, like, not go...
I feel like somewhere where you don't have to be that friendly.
I feel like you could work in
New
like
York?
a big, like a big company or something like that. But maybe you'll like befriend people like who are like close with you in like your department or whatever,
Yeah.
however that works. But maybe not the whole like. It won't be like a small company kind of.
Yeah.
vibe.
I could also imagine Grace at like a bigger, almost like a consulting sort of firm.
Consulting?
I don't know. It's not like marketing, for example, but it's also not like
What's wrong with
super.
marketing?
Well, I
It's not
don't...
like finance. Like it's in between.
I feel like you would be good at marketing, actually, but I don't know if you would enjoy it.
I feel like Grace would be good at advising people, like consulting basically though.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
how-
I don't know what Amy's environment would be. I feel like she would either be on the moon or, like, in a research lab.
I feel like she would be in a small research lab, but she would do something.
Much more interesting
Cool.
outside.
Yeah, or she would just do something super cool, and then she would like end up presenting to a bunch of people, and she would get like her moment. But I feel like on a day-to-day basis, she wouldn't operate well like amongst a super big
Yeah, I agree.
office.
Needs time to reflect. 9 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe
Just put me in a
That's
box, tape it up, and leave me alone.
I feel like Amy was classically the most extroverted of all of us.
I don't know,
Classically.
but I feel like you're
Classically,
not.
as in, like, in high school.
Maybe, but you're not like a traditional extrovert. Like
Yeah,
you're
I-
not, for example, a sorority girl.
That's traditional.
I feel like if there's just too many people, like a big company for me, I would get overwhelmed, and I would feel bad if I didn't get to know
everybody.
How many people did you not know from her grade? No, sorry. How many people did you know?
1, 2, 3.
5 people. But I feel like that's different because I didn't need to.
You don't need to know people later.
But I hope like that whatever work I do later on, it's like I'm very proactive and interactive. The last question is, why are we friends?
Why do you say it like that?
Why are we friends?
That's how I heard it in my head when I wrote it.
It's not like friends like by convenience or scenario, but like we were already in such a small pool to start with.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it almost was. Like, okay, for example, we started off as like a bigger group, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, we had other people.
And then we were just like the remaining 4.
We were kind of the stragglers left.
Yeah, that's true.
But then we kind of became our own group that was more solid than half the groups that existed. If
But
it
yeah, we went
wasn't-
through COVID too.
If it wasn't already small, it was already small. But like once COVID hit, it really sliced it too. Because like the only thing,
Yeah.
like we had our group chat, and I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
that was
and
like a
then
big
it
part of like
became-
making us an official group.
Also, like,
No, let's go with Grace.
ISTJ, ENFP.
whoa.
ESFJ.
What?
INFJ. So.
I don't even know my own.
Basically,
TJs. I'll go with stereotypes.
Okay.
Okay.
All very logical, very practical, and methodical, and
Okay.
stable.
Stereotypes.
Oh, I can see
that's like
that,
the
yeah.
actual. That's like the reality.
that's like a legit person right
Yeah.
there.
Mine, chaos.
She's making this up as she goes.
Innovative, spontaneous, like host, or like very make sure.
Okay, like the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
I'm
where
like
I'm
I'm like a mom and a kid. I'm like the kid who doesn't know crap, but if you
You're
need
like,
help, I
you're
will
like, you're like
be
the
the
teenage
mom.
mom.
Affable. What else?
What did you say?
Affable.
I don't know, can you explain that?
What does
I actually don't know what that means. I
Like,
forget. Is it like
easy
friendly?
to get. Yeah.
Okay.
Friendly.
Oh,
Affable. Only Grace can say affable.
Grace pulls out the affable.
Welcoming,
Yeah, I was like, Apple,
friendly.
like, what?
Memmy level like 9.
I'd say stable, but in a different way that ISTJ is. INFJ, empathetic, reserved.
Man, that's tough.
Probably bad with words.
No, I mean, affable.
You're actually usually really good with words.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Very.
with vocab.
Maybe
not
like.
with like stringing them all together.
Okay, maybe not.
So we all fit together because Grace tells us what we are.
And we
just like
believe
go with
it.
it.
That's all we did. We just
We go
described
with
like each other.
Yeah, she describes like everyone, but like what if we weren't like that before Grace described and
Oh.
decided what we would be? Overall, because we all went through very similar experiences in high school, I think we all understand like where we're coming from. Like I feel like
What's the matter? Okay.
because we all have very like shared like experiences in high school, I understand where all of us are coming from. Like if you guys tell me a story now, like I understand I could feel that way too in that situation.
Conditions, like we're pretty similar internally.
Yeah, I think how we
Understand.
interact with the world is differently.
Something about all of us makes each other comfortable enough to be how like different we are. Like none of us are overbearing.
What is that? Overbearing.
Like
dominant.
Okay, I don't know.
Do we have to be like a
Okay, so
Let's do a little. Thanks for watching.
remember to
Like.
I'd love to hear from you and make sure to comment all those questions for the part 2 because it will be coming.
and we will answer them.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.